There's a latte in here?
The flavors, at least. Start your day with silly and safe. Start your day with sassy and sage. Sincerely, simply, seriously cereal.
Everyone is welcome here.
Hi.
Hey, you.
Let's see what we're looking at today. Hey everyone, I'm Maxwell.
And I'm Jennifer, one of Maxwell's moms. Welcome to Seriously Cereal.
Episode number
508.
Thanks, numpsters.
Seriously Cereal is made possible by viewers like you.
And by Blue Legacy, a volunteer-run nonprofit dedicated to bringing people together.
You can find out more at
www.seriouslycereal.org. Thanks, Spoonie.
If you eat your cereal dry, then you are a snacker, like our buddy, Bowler.
Hello!
Hey. Or, if you prefer your cereal with milk, then you are a spooner, like our pal, Spoonie. He's also Seriously Cereal's director.
Every month we post episodes with a theme.
And this month's theme is...
Cozy! Thanks, numpsters.
Thank you! And today, we will be reviewing... F.R.I.E.N.D.S cereal. The one with the vanilla bean latte. That's an easy way to find it.
There's a latte in here?
The flavors, at least. I don't think this box is big enough to fit up.
Phoebe? Ross?
I don't think they can fit a person, let alone a single latte. Okay, Spoonie, time to talk. So F.R.I.E.N.D.S. F.R.I.E.N.D.S is a comedy show about... you know, that's like such a classic show, I can never tell if it's like one of those ones that's still on today.
It's okay.
Because like some animated shows are still on today.
That is true. I'm sure you can still find Friends on some of one of the streaming services or several of
the series has just concluded. It's reached a good ending.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that was a comedy show about a group of friends who live in apartments in New York, right?
I believe so. Here's the crazy thing about Friends is that Friends kind of like shows like Cheers and Seinfeld and New Girl and I'd say a lot of Disney Channel shows are probably similar. Like, sure, yes, for a younger audience.
Yeah, Dog with a Blog or something like that.
Yeah, sure, that would be for more kiddos. Yeah, these ones that I'm saying are actually more for grown-ups. Friends was a show more for grown-ups, and interestingly enough, it's actually not a show I watched.
Me neither, actually. I
caught a few episodes of it a few times, and interestingly, I always wound up seeing like the same 2 episodes because it would be like a rerun of something. But I know some of the characters, like the character Phoebe and the character Ross. But when I saw this, I think the thing that I found interesting about it, I actually don't tend to like to review serials that are just tie-ins.
Yeah.
But I thought this show is definitely a cozy show because
also
it's about friends.
And also for a more show catered to grown-ups, when grown-ups want something cozy, they'll often have coffee, like a vanilla bean latte, and that's what won me over, is this very unique flavor, vanilla bean latte. And we've tried a couple, like, there was the Dunkin' Donuts cereal a while ago, and those weren't half bad, but I was really curious what a vanilla bean coffee flavor would taste like, because those were like a mocha or caramel, not vanilla, and I know that vanilla is, like, the basic flavor, but I do like vanilla flavors.
But I'm so curious if there's also going to be like a coffee flavor in there. Speaking of unique, one of the things that which wasn't unique, a word of the day sometimes?
Yes, it was.
I also did really enjoy, they made the name of the cereal the way they named their episodes. All of their episodes were like, the one with the couch, one where a cat eats pizza. And this is called the one with the vanilla bean latte. And that is
like
that's
Winnie the Pooh, where it's like in which, right? That was
yes, that's right. There's a little game on the back and
that's cute.
a little couch to cut out. And Central Perk was the coffee shop. It says it right here. That was in Friends, the show.
And it's Perk, P-E-R-K, not Park.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Perk, because coffee, one way to make coffee is with a percolator. And as the coffee cooks through the percolator, which is a specific kind of coffee pot, it's percolating. It's percolating.
That's a fun word.
Yeah.
But and I think just in general though, another thing that is nice about this very nice and cozy cereal, I think one thing that kids and adults can both agree is generally very relaxing, very cozy, is, hanging out with friends. So for this month, I thought it was the perfect.
It's the word of the day. I'm Sunny, and
Friend
is the word of the day.
A friend is someone that you care about and you enjoy interacting with.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think friends are very cool.
Absolutely. And sometimes friends live far away from you and sometimes they live near.
Yeah.
Sometimes your friends are also your family.
Yeah.
Sometimes your friends are also your teacher or even your boss or a coworker.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Friends
I like
come in
that.
all shapes and sizes.
Absolutely.
And sometimes they're spelled with rainbow dots. I never understood that. But okay, let's find out more about. Let's find out more about the Friends. The one with the vanilla bean latte. You know the one. Okay. Okay. A serving size is 1 cup. Okay, that's a decent sized serving from this little box.
Yeah.
Calories per serving are 200. And total carbohydrates per serving are 48 grams.
Okay, and calories are calculated by looking at the carbohydrates, the fats, and the proteins. That's your fuel.
Yeah.
That's what helps you grow, stay strong, stay healthy. And there's something else that we like to keep an eye on here at Seriously Cereal. Hey, Forkamillion!
Hello there, Maxwell and Jennifer.
Hey, Forkamillion, what's up with the added sugar?
Kiddos shouldn't have more than 12 grams of added sugar each day. Grown-ups can have up to 24 grams. But everyone should be careful not to eat too much sugar, because it doesn't do a very good job of helping us grow and be healthy. Today's cereal has
17
grams of added sugar.
Thanks, Forkamillion and Numpsters.
Glad to help.
Like we were saying, this is definitely a cereal intended for adults.
Yeah, because grown-ups can have more grams of sugar in the course of a day without hurting their bodies at all. So you guys remember...
Hey, Spider.
Hi, Spider. So you guys probably remember that sugar is like a short turbo boost. And this has 17 grams of sugar. Adults can have up to 24 grams of sugar in a day, so it would probably be a pretty good choice. But it's already coffee flavored, so yeah. Go ahead, guys. Thank you, Spider. Thank you.
Hey, Bowler. What can you tell us about the price for this cereal?
What you're reviewing today costs
$3.98.
and there are
8
servings. Ha ha ha. Thanks for helping, Numpsters.
You're welcome.
Alright. Thanks, Bowler and Numpsters. Thank you too, Spider.
Bye, Spider.
Bye. Alright, so $3.98 divided by 8 is 49 cents per serving.
Okay, and depending on where you shop, an average serving of cereal costs between 35 and 40 cents.
Yeah, so that's pretty high over the average, and it's not a very big box either, so
Yeah.
I'm hoping that at least the flavor is going to be very unique, because otherwise I don't think there'll be a reason for even grown-ups to try this.
Yeah, a little bit more expensive. Again,
Yeah.
definitely pushing the fact that it is kind of a cereal geared to grown-ups. Yeah.
But I mean, maybe it'll taste good. Alright, Spoony, let's find out. It's time to taste.
All right.
Alright, so this is a serving. As usual, we'll be splitting it. Alright. Very big flakes. They almost look like Wheaties, or like bran flakes.
They are. It's bran flakes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't expect that. I thought it would be like
whole grain wheat, sugar, corn bran, brown sugar syrup, corn syrup, sunflower oil, salt, vitamin E.
Okay, well, let's give this a try. Oh, yeah, get a little bit of that vanilla in there. Very crunchy. We're gonna actually add a little bit more milk.
Oh, yeah, this is a dense flake.
Yeah.
Listen, you guys,
Yeah.
that's really thick. Okay, they're heavily glazed.
Yeah. Very
Yes.
similar to Frosted Flakes.
I would say even more than, well, actually, yes, they're glazed as heavily as a Frosted Flake, but the flake itself is thicker,
Yeah.
considerably thicker. I would even say it's double glazed, and the flake is thicker.
I'm definitely getting a vanilla taste.
I'm definitely getting a coffee taste.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's distinctly like coffee grounds.
So like kind of like that bitterness.
Yes, and the earthiness.
Oh.
Yeah. If I didn't know what this was, you guys, like if I was doing like a blindfolded taste test or something, I would definitely be able to guess that it has some kind of coffee flavoring. But I don't actually know if I'd be able to guess that it's vanilla. Sweet, yes. Vanilla? I don't know.
So maybe it's because I'm having it as a spooner that makes me jump to vanilla, because it has that little creaminess. Just to reference last episode's word of the day. Cream.
Yeah. You know what's so curious to me, Maxwell, is, let me read those ingredients again. Whole grain wheat,
Yeah.
sugar, corn bran, brown sugar syrup, corn syrup, sunflower oil, salt, vitamin E. Do you hear what's not in there?
There's no vanilla, is there?
And there's no coffee. So, they list natural flavor, but natural flavor of what? I wish that that was not the case. I wish that instead of saying natural flavor, people actually have to say natural flavor of what?
Yeah. I guess it's one of those cases where like they say a flavor, but like the actual flavor comes from other sources.
Yeah. Because it says right on here.
Honestly, I am getting more of that like brown sugar taste, but like actual.
Yeah.
Like maybe a slight coffee taste. I don't know.
The one with the vanilla bean latte flavored with other natural flavors. That's very misleading. What does other natural flavors mean?
Yeah, I kind of should say that somewhere.
Natural flavors other than vanilla bean latte?
Well,
those flavors aren't less
from the
listed
vanilla
on
bean
here.
latte tree. All right, well, let me try the milk.
Oh, it's whole wheat and corn flakes. Well, it's corn bran.
Yeah, from the picture, they looked like they would be like some sort of glazed corn. It's much lighter in the picture.
Yeah. You guys, you see, the flakes themselves are dark brown.
Yeah.
They're not this kind of like light blondie color.
Which I think was they probably looked like that because they were going for like the normal like vanilla bean latte look of like, it has like cream in it, it has like milk in it. Though that's not bad, but honestly I'm not even sure if I'm getting too much of the coffee. Like the vanilla is nice. It's like a nice vanilla wheat flake, and it does get a little less dense once it's actually stayed in a good amount of milk, but
Isn't that cool how different people taste things in different ways, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like how Max and I don't always agree on everything. It's not just about like flavors, like how it tastes in milk, how it tastes not in milk.
Yep.
Sometimes even Max will try it dry and I'll try it with milk and we'll still disagree.
Yep.
That's actually what's really cool. One of the things that's really cool about people is that we do have different opinions even about how things taste.
Yep.
Like, I might like liverwurst and Max.
Yeah, you might.
Yeah, you do. but someone else may not. And I'd be like, why not? Oh, it's so amazing. So that's just that's one of the cool things that I like to celebrate. I do not know what I want to score this book here.
Me neither. I think I need a little bit more time on this one.
Yeah, I think I need a little bit more time.
I think I know what we can do in the meantime.
What?
I think that it's...
Hello, everyone! Are you ready for a story? I know I am.
I am too, Book of Coin. What are we reading today?
Today's story is... Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Chapter 1. Down the Rabbit Hole. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? So she was considering, in her own mind, as well as she could, for the hot day made her very sleepy and stupid, whether the pleasure of making a daisy chain would be worth the trouble of getting up and picking the daisies, when suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her. There was nothing so very remarkable in that, nor did Alice think it so very much out of the way to hear the rabbit say to itself, oh dear, I shall be too late." When she thought it over afterwards, it occurred to her that she ought to have wondered at this, but at the time it all seemed quite natural. But when the rabbit actually took a watch out of its waistcoat pocket and looked at it and then hurried on, Alice started to her feet, for it flashed across her mind that she had never before seen a rabbit with either a waistcoat pocket or a watch to take out of it. And burning with curiosity, she ran across the field after it and was just in time to see it pop down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again. The rabbit hole went straight on like a tunnel for some way, and then dipped suddenly down, so suddenly that Alice had not a moment to think about stopping herself before she found herself falling down what seemed to be a very deep well. Either the well was very deep, or she fell very slowly, for she had plenty of time as she went down to look about her and to wonder what was going to happen next. First, she tried to look down and make out what she was coming to, but it was too dark to see anything. Then she looked at the sides of the well and noticed that they were filled with cupboards and bookshelves. Here and there she saw maps and pictures hung upon pegs. She took down a jar from one of the shelves as she passed it. It was labeled Orange Marmalade, but to her great disappointment, it was empty. She did not like to drop the jar for fear of killing somebody underneath, so managed to put it into one of the cupboards as she fell past it. Well, thought Alice to herself, after such a fall as this, I shall think nothing of tumbling downstairs. How brave they'll all think of me at home. Why, I wouldn't say anything about it, even if I fell off the top of the house. Which was very likely true. Down, down, down. Would the fall never come to an end? I wonder how many miles I've fallen by this time, she said aloud. I must be getting somewhere near the center of the earth. Let me see, that would be about 4,000 miles down, I think. For, you see, Alice had learnt several things of this sort in her lessons in the schoolroom, and thought this was not a very good opportunity for showing off her knowledge, as there was no one to listen to her. Still, it was a good practice to say it over. Yes, that's about the right distance, but then I wonder what latitude or longitude I've gone to. Alice had not the slightest idea what latitude was, or longitude either, but she thought they were very nice grand words to say. Presently she began again. I wonder if I shall fall right through the earth. How funny it'll seem to come out among the people that walk with their heads downwards. The antipathies, I think. She was rather glad there was no one listening this time, as it didn't sound at all the right words. But I shall have to ask them what the name of the country is, you know. Please, ma'am, is this New Zealand? Or Australia? And she tried to curtsy as she spoke. Fancy curtsying as you're falling through the air. Do you think you could manage it? And what an ignorant little girl she'll think of me for asking. No, it'll never do. Perhaps I shall see it written upon somewhere. Down, down, down. There was nothing else to do, so Alice began talking again. Dinah'll miss me very much tonight, I should think. Dinah was the cat. I hope they'll remember her saucer of milk at tea time. Dinah, my dear, I wish you were down here with me. There are no mice in the air, I'm afraid, but you might catch a bat, and that's very like a mouse, you know. But do cats eat bats, I wonder? And here Alice began to get rather sleepy and went on saying to herself, in a dreamy sort of way, do cats eat bats? Do cats eat bats? And sometimes, do bats eat cats? For you see, as she couldn't answer either question, it didn't much matter which way she put it. She felt that she was dozing off and had just begun to dream that she was walking hand in hand with Dinah and was saying to her very earnestly, now, Dinah, tell me the truth. Did you ever eat a bat? When suddenly, thump, thump, down she came upon a heap of sticks and dry leaves, and the fall was over. To be continued. What a good story.
Agreed.
Oh. Thanks, Spider.
Did the hosts figure out their scores?
I think they did. Time to pop away.
See you next time.
Okay. I'm feeling refreshed, and I think I'm about ready to wrap this up.
Well, the scores were tricky. They're tricky sometimes. It's not always easy to find the right score.
Fan mail! Thank you, Numbsters!
Thanks! And thank you. We love hearing from
We
you.
really do. All right. Let's see what you've sent in today.
Fan mail.
All right. So, this letter is to the hosts. Okay, so I guess you and I will do here.
Yep.
From Jessica O. through the mailbox on the website.
Hi, Jessica.
All right. And Jessica writes, if you were stuck on a desert island with endless boxes of any one cereal, what cereal would it be? No milk, it's Snacker Island. You know, Jessica, thank you for specifying that, because that actually would change my answer. Because I am primarily a spooner on the show. Sometimes I'm the snacker, but usually I am the spooner pretty consistently. Earlier in the show it varied sometimes, but yeah, I mean, in general, in real life, I'm a spooner. But I do have certain cereals that I do prefer to snack on. So, okay, so basically the question is, if you're on a desert island and you have to survive, basically what you're eating is one dry cereal.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, okay, so...
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Jessica, I could... Well, Jennifer mulled this over, because I think for a snacker this will be way more difficult, but
Yeah.
as a spooner, if I had to have snacking cereals, I could give you two answers to this. I think the smart answer would be, well, for cereals that I like that would not have too much sugar, so that I couldn't get any of the I don't know what do you do on an island? Make huts, to make sure I could get my vacation hut done. I would pick corn checks. I could snack on corn checks for forever. They are so good, and those are really good. I really like corn checks. But if I had to pick a cereal where I don't think I could ever get a snacking cereal where I don't think I could ever get bored of the taste, and I just had on this desert island I just could just sit back and crash on the sand. I think it would actually be corn pops.
Oh.
The sweet ones.
Yes, corn pops.
Ever since I was a
Sure.
kid, I have loved snacking on them. I love the texture. I love the taste. That is just and I don't actually care for it that much in milk. It's not bad in milk, but I actually prefer it dry.
I agree with that. I mean, as a snacker, you guys probably aren't surprised, right? You're like, of course I like it not in milk, but yeah.
Now, they are a little sticky, though. But
They are a little
I think
sticky.
the taste, I think, makes up for it, because I really do like the glaze. Kind of almost, not quite honey, but very
Yeah.
they're very good. They're very
Yeah.
good.
Jessica, as a snacker, like Maxwell's saying, he's absolutely correct, is that I'm like, well, I'd take almost any cereal that I score like a 3 or higher. But I think Corn Pops, I think, would actually be in the running for me. Now, I'm not thinking of like the sugar content or not. I'm just saying like what would be a fun cereal if I could only have one cereal. Sure. I think Corn Pops would actually be pretty high. I actually do not care for Corn Pops in milk at all. The other cereal that I think I'm kind of considering is like honeycomb. Because honeycomb, and because it's, it's bigger, and I like the flavor of it. It's not like too dry. I like the crunchiness to it. It's funny because the cereals that I tend to like and that I tend to eat, I do like out in the world, like for breakfast or for lunch, do tend to be with milk. Because I like grape nuts or Big Biscuit shredded wheat. I like things with not a lot of sugar because I'm eating them for like more of a meal that is maybe higher in my calories so I can get good fuel, but not like higher in sugar because I don't want that boost. But I think if I were on a desert island, I think I would go with something fun like Corn Pops or honeycomb. Jessica, that's a really fun question. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Maxwell, do you know your score yet?
I think I do.
I think I do too.
All right, Spoonie. Time to score. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Did you know that everyone here at Seriously Cereal is a volunteer? We are. And you can support the show over at seriouslycereal.org.
Because Seriously Cereal is safe for kids, YouTube turns off comments when we post episodes online. But we love hearing from you. Go to seriouslycereal.org and use the mailbox to send us a message, and we might read it in a future episode.
New episodes of Seriously Cereal are out every Saturday morning on YouTube, also on public access television stations, and at seriouslycereal.org.
See you next time.
Bye.
Start your day with silly and safe. Start your day with sassy and sage. Sincerely, simply, seriously cereal.